Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. Just hitting around noon. I've got some presenters with me. We're going to talk about their presentation. I have Michelle Elia and Brenda Gift, and they are from, we've got State Support Team Region.
That's me, State Support Team Region 5.
Okay, adjunct professor.
I'm also a professor at YSU and Walsh.
Okay, and Director of Student Services and Special Programs. Okay, so sounds like some pretty interesting background to take into your presentation. Tell us about your presentation.
Well, it's going to look at how to adjust lesson planning to meet the needs of the diverse learners in classrooms and what tools are available so that you can make those adjustments to make sure you're meeting the needs of kiddos at both ends of the spectrum. And Brenda, you could talk about your tools first, which are the
Okay,
tools.
so we have a quality review rubric that's actually aligned with Achieve the Core, the IPG on Achieve the Core with key shifts, and it just has good instructional strategies. I think that's where we would mainly focus our team on with the regional network regional leaders and diverse learner team. And so the focus would be on really good instructional supports for those kiddos. Then we also have a thinking tool that you can look at and say, okay, does my lesson have everything in here? And then you use it to set up the lesson. Once you have that down, you can put it all into your regular lesson plan and go from there. But we're going to mainly present that, and then all kinds of tools to help support educators.
So really something for almost any educator.
It is right, and it's to support all students. There's access for all, and it's with the University Design for Learning, and that's a huge component in there. And then along with thinking of Ohio's new learning standards, aligning the content with the higher level thinking, and supporting rigor in the classroom.
Where is your session going to be for those who want to stop in?
E162 at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so that's coming up. Outside of your presentation, what trends are you looking to see here at RTC?
More tools, kind of like what we have in our presentation, but adding to that in terms of tools to help all students in the classroom meet the needs of all diverse learners in the classroom as many as possible.
Always geek it up for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it fun. I'm a gamer, and I have a son who's an engineer, and he was a gamer, and now he was $200,000 robots doing welding and whatnot. And so I saw something that said, video games will engage kids for 10 hours. What can we do in the classroom to engage them beyond 15-minute lecture? So that's the goal.
That's good, yeah.
Oh, really? Using
Universal design for learning.
Universal design, because now, the first principle of universal design is multiple means of engagement. I tell teachers every day, if we're not speaking this technology language, we're not speaking to our kiddos, because that's how they talk.
Yep.
You bring up kind of two, I think, interesting topics. I think they're kind of forward thinking, which is gaming. Can you talk about where you see future?
Well,
and also just the piece of giving kids another outlet of expressing themselves, not just pencil and paper.
Exactly. And so kids now, we say they're digital natives. However, they know how to get on the computer, but we need to take them to the next level. We need to teach them what to do once they're on the computer. And then we need to make sure they're engaged the entire time. So it's not about just answering questions in one format. You have to change it up constantly. And if you align that, thinking of the OTES rubric, one of the things is deep thinking. Kids need to own it. They need to work in a group. They need to work collaboratively, and then they need to be able to work independently and persevere on tasks. And those are things that job employers are looking for now too. So along those lines, responsibly engage them. I'm all for Minecraft, and so and there are kids who will respond. Kids will respond to that. We need to make sure we make it educational.
We can't afford to teach the way we were taught, plain and simple. We have to teach in a different way now. We have a different group of kids who we have to prepare for life outside of the classroom, which is definitely using a lot more technology. So, and it's not so complicated because once you know your learning goals, you can add all of these great tools in there, to align with those. So we should start with the same learning goals, that they know that every teacher's using in their classroom, and then start from there and move forward.
I think we were the Sesame Street generation. And they did that because kids were used to watching TV and commercials. So they gave them learning in short bursts. Now we have like this video game generation, a little bit of Sesame Street. And so they have stimulus coming from everywhere. And even on, if they read, you know, how many of us open a tab and within 3 minutes we've got 5 tabs open? So how do we address that, the skimming through, you know?
And our brains are hardwired for that anyways. John Medina says brain rule number 4, we don't pay attention to boring things, and we need to make sure that we are engaging.
Well, I'm really impressed by what you guys said. I think your presentation is hitting on, I think, some really important topics in education, and I think teachers need to hear that. I think you've already kind of, it seems like you two are up on top of the mountaintop already, and you've kind of already looked down and seen that.
We've
Seen
pulled a
that.
snowball.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
yep. And yes, Kevin Honeycutt says you have to show them the light, and hopefully people will walk in. So
Yes.
you're doing that, and I really think you're inspiring leaders in this area. So keep up the good work, and go see your session. And now it's time for Speed Geek questions. So go ahead and press the green button.
Minecraft,
You get 3 of them.
I could go there.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll hit that one. It's like favorite app.
Tough call.
Note shelves. Right now, I think it's $6.99 online. I can do all of my notes on Note Shelf. I do that with teacher evaluations. I can take pictures. I can show you.
Wow.
I can take pictures, save them as a PDF. They could go into Evernote, but I don't use that. But I just send it to my email. I upload it into ETPES, and all of my evidence is there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Again, I'll show
Like
it to you
portfolio.
afterwards.
So Notes Shelf?
Note Shelf.
Note Shelf.
It is
NOTE.
awesome.
Right? Okay. You have a favorite app?
I love Notability and Education. I love Notability, but it sounds like a lot like Note Shelf. Maybe I'm going to have to switch.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used Notability. That's an excellent.
Okay, we pressing again?
Yep.
This is the best time ever to stay here.
Oh, this is a good one. Looks like Star
Oh,
Wars
I'm
or Star
so
Trek.
Star Wars all the way. I just bought a pin at a store here in Columbus that had Princess Leia on it. Oh, I'm Star Wars all
Perfect.
the way.
Okay, so I went to see Star Wars when I was 10. That's when it first came out, aging myself. But Star Trek, well, either or. I mean, Disney bought Star Wars. I love Disney too. But I do like Star Trek because I have the Challenger Learning Center. And there's so much space age that has come from Star
Oh, I
Trek.
hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
It's legit. And
Yeah, no, that's exciting.
Think about it. Cell
There's
phones.
another hook.
They had cell phones in Star Trek.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
So,
And I saw that thing with Microsoft and NASA with Mars, and I was thinking they are beaming people up virtually. Great time.
getting there. Yeah, pretty soon.
Way to connect.
Okay. Mac, PC, or Chromebook?
That's easy. I'm Mac all the way.
Okay.
I know them all.
No,
I've used all of them.
yeah. Someone else had said that. And I do think a lot of us ed tech folks, you have to really know them all, at least bits and pieces
You
of
have
each
to.
one. And I see virtue in all of them. So, yeah, we're starting to get that. It used to be one or the other. Now we're starting to get a blend of all of them. And really, Chromebooks, you can love a PC or a Mac and still dig into a Chromebook.
If you don't know how to avoid viruses, go with the Mac.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is true.
Good
That's
point.
I
absolutely
mean, there
true.
are some, but not like, I'll click here. I'll click the spinning wheel for my.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Well, good luck
Thanks.
with your presentation.
Thank
I think
you.
it's definitely well worth seeing. I think you're on the cutting edge. So I
Thank
hope
you
people
very
stop
much.
in. All right.